Everyone's talking about Apex Legends, the battle royale game where no matter how much you play, it still feels weird not to die from fall damage. We hope you're having a blast playing this amazing game, but just keep in mind that every time we squad up with you, we're judging how effective you'll be based solely on your character choice. Speaking of blasts, let's kick this off with Bangalore. I found the Call of Duty player. I'm kidding, but a lot of her moves feel very COD-esque. She'll be extremely familiar for the FPS tryhard who loves to bust some moves. If you're the kill-counting, gunning, party-leading player who is known to drop an unbelievable trick shot once in a while, then it makes sense that Bangalore is your main. She's so tough, it's almost scary. If you're playing as her, you're well-versed in combat and you're an asset to any squad pushing for a big win. She's all about assault, so you're leading the charge, and you don't plan to walk away without both the W and kill leader status. In the real world, you might even be known to have a rage freak out every now and again. We won't tell anyone, we promise, as long as you don't get too toxic on us. But your passion for game stats and your determined focus makes us glad you're on our team. A Bangalore main has no apologies, no regrets, sailing through life with the type of confidence, passion, and dedication that the rest of us can only dream of having. Fires until the end, Bangalore mains know how to outplay their enemies, both in the game and in life. Wraith. Wraith is kind of like an intergalactic Daria. This mysterious badass with interdimensional powers is the go-to choice for anyone with a dark side. If you're a Wraith, you're probably just a little too into Doctor Who fanfic, and you definitely have a few theories about what's happening with the Bermuda Triangle, and let me tell you, it's aliens. You may or may not have joined a Bigfoot Believers Club, and you've definitely dressed up as Lydia from Beetlejuice on at least one occasion. Now as an Apex Legends player, you put those otherworldly tendencies to use. You've already mastered the map, so now it's time to master interdimensional portal jumping, and that's a good thing, because everyone loves a quirky and brilliant weirdo. So why shouldn't it be you? Plus, no one's gonna call you a weirdo after you tunnel through the interdimensional space-time continuum to pummel them into the ground. Of course, in reality, you may not outwardly appear to be so dark and twisted, but we know your motivations, Wraith. Like the character you play, you're a master of phasing out of tough situations and reappearing again at exactly the right time. Lifeline! If you're not playing Lifeline because your tryhard friends force you to play the healer, it's because you understand what an incredible asset she is to a team. Like Lifeline, you know that the key to winning isn't going all aggro on everyone around you. Sometimes you have to take care of your crew. Let's be real here. You understand that these battles for glory are bigger than the sum of their parts. It may be hard to become the kill leader without fancy airstrikes or noxious gas, but realize that all great things come in threes, like Lord of the Rings trilogy or BLT sandwiches, and let's not forget PB&J. You understand that no single player is destined to be stronger than a full squad that lives and dies by teamwork. You're helpful, whether it's leading strangers to a victory or supporting your teammates on and off the battlefield. But just because you're a healer, let's not get it twisted. That doesn't mean you're not also a wildly successful combatant. You know this, Lifeline, which is why you're quick with a dose of sarcasm when other players try to brush you off or ignore you. You know you don't have to take that ish. Always ready with a smart line and a brilliant move. You know your worth and you demand that other people put respect on your name. If you're playing Lifeline, we know you can count on you to always be there, offering a helping hand when we have to dust ourselves off and get back on our feet. We always appreciate you, even when you call us out for getting down in the first place. Pathfinder! Aw, aren't you adorable, little Pathfinder? This character's energetic and positive quips makes him a fan favorite. Pathfinder's skills are simple and straightforward. His grapple gun offers enhanced mobility, and his zipline gives your entire team a great out in a skirmish. It'll even give you a competitive height advantage in later circles, and he can tell you the location of the next circle long before it forms, which is a highly underrated tactical ability. Remember, knowledge is power. Choosing to play as a Pathfinder symbolizes a childlike approach to the world. That's not to say you act like a child, unless of course you're having temper tantrums every time you lose a game. But what we're actually saying is that you explore the world with a sense of wonder and optimism. If you're a Pathfinder, you're more likely to be playing for some good YouTube clips than for an actual win. And if you do get that win, you're gonna be just as pumped when it's your 50th or your 500th as you were when it was your first. You're also inclined to support your teammates no matter their skill levels. You'll frequently give them tips on using the terrain to their advantage and fielding strategic gameplay by conveniently throwing zip lines before they even ask. It would be rare to find a Debbie Downer playing as Pathfinder. Pathfinder mains have an admirable appreciation for all of life's little gifts. They're at their best when they're making people smile or when they relay a good dad joke. They're humble and kind, at least until they bash your face in with a brutal finisher. Bloodhound. Look, we know you find inspiration in the goods, nature, and the creatures that inhabit the universe, but we just want to remind you that in our eyes, you're the epitome of all those things existing in tandem at once. Even in the game lore, Bloodhound seems to be the culmination of everything and nothing at the same time. The character's real name, age, and homeworld are unknown, and they're either gender non-binary or non-specified. There's little information on Bloodhound's background, so it's up to our imagination to fill in the gaps. All we really know is that the folks who play them are bloodthirsty beasts. Because that's how it's said in the game. Bloodhound. All right, I'll say it right, God. But a Bloodhound main isn't necessarily going for kills. They're going for honor. The masters of identifying clues and paying close attention to the details of the world around them, they recognize the finality of it all and exercise a very even-keeled temperament. If you're a Bloodhound, you're someone who has found peace in the world around them, both in the confines of King's Canyon and in real life. Your consistent, measured approach to battle means you'll always approach a fight with rigor and discipline. Unlike your counterparts who love to come in guns blazing, unless, you have your alter speeds, you can kind of just do that. If destiny is truly a path already laid out for a person, then we can only hope that the gods foresee many victories on your journey to glory. Gibraltar. Are you ready to go all beast mode in here? Sure you are, because you're a Gibraltar main, damn it. As in the rock of Gibraltar. Something solid and strong that will never be destroyed. That's you, Gibraltar. You won't let a few bad guys or tough situations bring you down. You're a legend among gods and a hero among the rest of us. We're extremely impressed with your ability to stand strong in the face of adversity, which in this game usually comes in the form of an ambush by an imposing squad. A big player needs a big character with big moves, so you're naturally drawn to one whose presence alone could cause people to drop to their knees. With his shields, he becomes a savior, and with his defense ultimate ability, he can move mountains. That's not kind of possible, maybe not really. But it certainly feels that way when enemies get caught up in one of this character's defensive strikes. You choose to play as Gibraltar because you're a person of dignity who deserves a ton of respect. His playstyle signifies your devotion to your cause. You have no qualms about slaughtering your enemies while protecting your teammates from harm. And you aren't afraid to take on a squad with a type of strength that forces your opponents to fight harder than they've ever fought before. My personal favorite, Mirage. We love Mirage, but not nearly as much as Mirage loves himself. If you're a Mirage, you're a puppy dog of a human being. He isn't exactly brilliant, don't ever tell him that. He doesn't even know how to say normal words.
Quite the predicament. It's a bad situation.
But he's definitely a charmer. His specials legitimately involve him making copies of himself. So if you're a selfie-loving fanatic that loves looking at your own image so much it's practically offensive, then it makes sense that you're a Mirage. We truly love Mirage and his ability to drop a decoy or 6. His ultimate ability is both practical and offensive strategy-wise, but it does have a tinge of cruel irony. Think about it. Your special allows you to take attention away from yourself by creating a bunch of exact replicas of yourself. More to go around, I guess. Mirage, we think you're perfect just the way you are. And we know you think you're perfect too. We understand that you're a little attention-starved, but if you keep showing us those badass tactical plays, then we'll shower you with the love of 1 million Instagram followers, and maybe one day you'll pass Kylie Jenner. Now go out there and bamboozle them. Caustic. Oh, you've already unlocked Caustic and Mirage? Well, you've done a lot of killing or a lot of camping. We're just kidding. Okay, we know you played the game. We know you worked hard to let your squad mates carry you these past few weeks. Caustic is the gas master and can pull extremely complicated bait and switches. He literally smokes his enemies out or simply trapping them until they choke to death. Ugh. A brilliant but mad scientist, Caustic mains play with no remorse, downing enemies with their character's toxic fumes. Your squad mates know that Caustic is an ally, but one they should keep at an arm's length, or maybe even further, given that his gas also impacts their movement speed. But an enemy that steps into a Caustic gas cloud is destined for doom. Only an enemy Caustic can see through his opponent's gas. In other circumstances, Caustic might be a loner or an outcast, but here he uses his abilities to help lead his squad to victory. While weapon mastery is certainly an asset, a Caustic main takes pride in watching enemies fall to the noxious chemical compounds they so laboriously created. A Caustic is anything but an impulse-driven decision maker. This player needs to know when to strategically use their special abilities without causing problems for their own team. Intelligent, but a little out there. You believe what you're doing serves the greater good of humankind, even if it's not entirely forthright and without controversy. Everyone needs a Caustic in their lives, even if they don't necessarily want to hear the flat-out truth from someone who values solutions over so-called ethics. Who needs that when you have toxic gas, right? The word Caustic itself has a double meaning, referring not only to a burning chemical agent, but also to a vicious attitude or scathing sarcasm. And if you're playing Caustic, that likely describes you to a T. But wait! There's more. Well, not right now, but definitely in the future. You see, Respawn CEO Vincent Zampella shared that there will be even more Apex Legends characters in the coming months, saying that this is just the start of our journey. Vincent, that sounds exactly like something a Bloodhound would say. I know, it's Bloodhound, I know. I guess we don't have to try to figure out who you're using as your main. So after some soul searching, who's your Apex Legends main? And if you don't play, what are you waiting for? Are you still playing Fortnite? This game is also free, and it's amazing. I've been your host, Gabe Olivero. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to The Leaderboard.